UCF Knights taking on last year's national champions, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Knights will kick it away to start us off. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So LSU's offense will go to work first.
On the set.
Looking for a gap. It's Owens. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game, and that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up. When you watch the way they run their offense, usually it starts with the physicality in the ground game.
And the Tigers can really attack on this second and short. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
No, it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mitt on the football.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on third and short. In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Makes the grab. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
It's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now on second down for this offense. Looking to throw again. Makes the grab on the left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. They make the stop inside the 25, working closer to that red zone, a gain of 6. Line of scrimmage will be the 24. And the Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lane.
There he goes. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job. Nice scripted plays, taking advantage, strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up, get a stop, force him either to kick a field goal or get no points, and this drive is still a success.
So now with first and goal, let's see what LSU does here. Zings it complete to the right. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll go to the air on second and short. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
Well, they wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about you come out in this one? On the opening drive, you march the entire field and you put 6 up on the board. You can't start a game better than that.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Knights offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful, they wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
The give to the tailback. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Oh, they're after him. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Trying to take it back.
Man, that's not the attempt you wanted to start the game. First pass of the game, interception. Man, this is where you go to the sidelines. You have a good talk with your coach. You settle down. It's not the end of the world. It's one pass, but that is not the start he had in mind today.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. Can't hold on. He had him right. The middle, and he flat dropped it.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end. Great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
And, guys, they really need to take advantage of this field position on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Can't make the grab in this offense, which has been brilliant this season on 3rd down. Doesn't convert this time. Now looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. It's good. And now the lead is even bigger.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They've spotted them a 10-0 start. Now to see if they can answer on this drive. They'll leave it with him. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Trying to impose their will with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Scanning the field, it's Gage. He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it on the outside. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. Give to the running back. Find some fresh air. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. A strike downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger. That is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence, and you usually get a little bit louder. So be like, listen, feed me the rock. So many great LSU receivers in the past, and it's because of that swag.
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy, and he's able to get the tackle for loss.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Gonna run it. It's Owens. Pass to Sticks, and he may get more. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front, paving their lanes.
Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. LSU lining up 1st and goal. They've got him looking one. Now they're going to throw it. Firing to the right, complete. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They're quickly in a 10-point hole, trailing 17-7 and needing to put together a drive. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Knights, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Only a short gain on that run. Defense played it well.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They'll run the screen. He breaks the tackle. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Dropping back, it's Gage. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 35. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain. Leaves it with the back. Oh, he's got some room into the goal line. Touchdown, UCF! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job. And that helped lead to the home run.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of interest in this Pac-12 showdown today, so let's catch you up to speed on things. Boise State is trailing right now, but I'm old enough to remember the 07 season where this program ran the Statue of Liberty play to win the Fiesta Bowl. If that group can find a way, there's hope for this team. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to West Virginia. If anything else happens in this one in the Pac-12 or anywhere else, we'll make sure you know about it, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Tigers in a good spot here with second and short. Looking for a crease. It's Owens. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10. LSU doing what it always does when they're really good, moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, trying to find that physicality. They get so many great players across the country. LSU has the pick of people in Louisiana. Everybody wants to come there, and you can tell they always find great talent, and they're always able to run the football.
It's picked off, and that's number 10.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Finds his tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. They're dealing with a second and long. Rides the back and leaves it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The Knights will bring the punt team onto the field. Bringing out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Looking deep. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
Pedal to the metal right now for this offense. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Here on their third possession, they're still taking shots way down the field, and why not? Give the defense credit finally. Something good happens for them to get the incompletion. But if I'm this quarterback, I'm still throwing.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages, it tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. Might as well give it to him again. Goal down after a pickup of 4 to the 27.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Flips it out in the flat. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Looking to throw for it. They're working that left side. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Tigers!
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own, and unfortunately ended up losing yards.
Dropping back, it's Gage. Finds his target down the middle. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Looking to the big tight end. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. The Knights decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the returner goes down. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Turning it on! The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
They're going to keep feeding this guy the football, guys. Over 100 yards rushing with that last carry now. We knew coming into this game today, they had to get the running game.
Grabs it inside the 15. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. To the air on 2nd down. got it. And he was dying to push his way in there, but he's knocked down at the 3. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Direct snap. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. Deep in enemy territory, ball's at the 3. They can pick up a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. And here they go. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, LSU! No midseason concentration lapse here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17.
It's just so nice to have a signal caller who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
It's such a nice play getting that sack. And I'll tell you, what makes it worse is the fact that he has this crowd noise behind him. Death Valley is so loud. Arguably the loudest stadium in the entire country. And I know that having played here before. You do not want to get behind the chains as an opposing quarterback with this crowd noise. It makes it so hard for your offensive line to hear the cadence, to know when the snap is coming out. And you know it's helping this D-line get upfield. I think you saw an example of that on that last play.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Off the boot, looking for his man. Keeps the play going. Bought a little time, lets it go. Just a short pass to the tight end. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. The Knights will send out the punt unit. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. First play of the drive comes from the 41. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out. Everybody.
There he goes. Wrestled out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 7-yard line, and this offense is more than threatening.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
They'll go to the air. Trying to barrel in. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU!
This offense is so good, and they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Looking downfield, it's Gage. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. Hunt is on its way. Let's see what he can do with it. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Plucks it out of the air. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move. Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got the quick pass. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds at the 34. And the Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He tries to take the top off. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
This QB and his receiver really have found a nice rhythm early in this game. They've already linked up for a couple scores, so no surprise here before the end of the 1st half. They're looking for more, but give the defense credit when it's due. Nice job forcing an invitation.
And the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's just, it's so hard to defend.
Finds his man. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. The Tigers want to pick up the tempo. Now on the move. Runs through a tackle. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward schematically.
Number 13 on the field.
Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is extended a little further. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable 1st half in Baton Rouge.
The Tigers will kick it off to start the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. Got blown out in the 1st half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the 3rd quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the 1st down here. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Knights send out the punt unit. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Touchdown, Tigers! The hand yardage, the big play. Special teams coming through. He did that one all by himself. Make a few guys miss, turn on the afterburners, and boom, everybody's toast.
And that's why you got him back deep, because that guy can do that. You got to be explosive and quick and have good vision, and you see all those things on one punt return. Takes it back to the house, makes people miss, turn it on the gas. Great job, great return.
Looking to throw, it's Gage. Quick completion on the out.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick 6. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Oh, this defense wants to bring some pressure. Motion from the wide receiver. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man, or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. The Knights will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Here's the return. He gets a block. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Special teams coming through, the third aspect of the game, delivering big time. A dynamic, explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick. You can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on there. So quick, so elusive. That's such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up the field to get all the way to the end zone and score the TD.
They'll run it from the gun. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to throw, it's Gage. He's going to take off. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
This is a defense that's going to be aggressive, and they're not going to just sit back and rush 4 guys on that play. They're going to send the blitz. You're getting smaller, faster guys.
He lobs one high down the left side. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. short return, but what a play to get the football back. That's one of those throws. He tried to give it some touch, and as soon as it left his hand, you know he was thinking, no, please bring it back, bring it back.
As a quarterback, Reese, you've got to throw the ball with conviction. Generally, when you throw it harder, oftentimes you're a lot more accurate. All of a sudden now, you try to take something off, you're trying to throw the perfect spiral and cut the wind, and your accuracy goes down, and that was an example there. Errant throw on the interception.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. And the Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Finds the tight end. Breaks into the open. Inside the 35. Knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down. Leaves it with the back. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add that.
They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
There are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. They'll go with a direct snap. Touchdown, Tiger! And they take it in for 6 more points. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me.
Gets loose in the middle. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. The Knights just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They're going to go right back to him on first down. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And
lets it fly deep downfield. It's broken up and almost intercepted on that shot to the end zone. It'll be fourth down. The Knights line up to punt it away. A high kick trying to pen them deep. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the... Oh, he's got some space. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down to the 42.
And obviously this offense has had their way getting the huge lead. And now, when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed, so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, the quarterback making good decisions. It is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He goes to the ground, but not before a big pickup and a first down.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead. They're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Gets the back moving. Snap to the back. It's complete to the left. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
The QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Trying to bowl his way in. Touchdown, Tigers! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone. And they did tack on the extra point. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip him in the secondary, make that big play.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
To throw, it's Gage. Under fire. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The Knights trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Incomplete, and man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception.
Oh, those are those where you're just looking at your hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Dang it, I should have caught that. Nice play, break on the football. That could have been a house call. That could have been a game changer, but just couldn't secure the interception.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The kick is on its way. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the third quarter comes to a close. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Here's the handoff. Slithers into space. They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Send the tight end in motion. The give to the back. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game. And he's paying him off right now. It's a really nice run.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on third down. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we're looking pretty good.
Starts a drive trying to go up top. And he can't complete the first pass. Let's see if he can get settled.
It's really hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional offensively, and that's the case. They just have not been able to get anything going, throwing it deep down the field. They haven't won their one-on-one matchups. Quarterback has missed some throws, and as a result, in the fourth quarter, they barely have 100 yards passing, and that's why they're losing.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Finds his man. It's Singh. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Gonna look downfield again. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And I bet the frustration meter for this offense is so high. If you can't keep your quarterback upright, it's hard to move the ball. It's hard to score points. This offensive line has not protected him at all, and that's why so many sacks keep happening.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. The Knights have this offense rolling. Looking to throw on 1st down. Sets up the screen. Can't get him to the ground. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on 1st down.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back. And
picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Back has it. Throws to the tight end. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on 1st down, but the defense was ready.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play, and I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Here's the pressure. It's incomplete. Tried a little razzle-dazzle there, but it'll be third down. Quarterback empties his backfield. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Wide open downfield. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to...
Turning it on! Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
I think a big key in this team's success today has been their ability to run the football. They've been able to just hand it off and go churn out yards. They've had this defense on their heels all game long. It's given them a big cushion in this game so far. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Got room to work. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Man, they've had a day, and it's the complete and total offense. They got the ground going, and obviously this is why you see him. You're going to feature him because he can churn those legs, get those extra yards, but they've had balance, throwing for touchdowns. Like, this offense has been very complete today, and that's why they're winning so big.
And the quarterback's just going to take a knee. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game.